Hi, this is Donna. Welcome to DD Paper Crafts. In today's video, we're going to be making this treat pouch. This is not a new or original idea. It's been around for years, but what it is a very quick and easy way to make last minute gift packaging. And so I thought it was worth having a go at this myself. This particular pouch I made cutting down two pieces of 8-inch square vellum and just added two holes at the top for my closure. You could choose a different closure mechanism, but you could see if you squeeze the sides of the pouch together, the pouch opens up and then you just push the back and the front and it closes itself. So as I say, these take a matter of minutes. This is made out of 150 GSM, and if you were to make this out of a heavier weight DSP, you wouldn't need to add on any mats and layers. You can make this pouch out of a full width of A4 or US letter, and as I said, it comes together really quickly. So let me show you how I put the pouch together. The cardstock I'm going to use for the next treat bag is Creative Craft products. This is from Craft Stash. It's Imperial Red 230 GSM. So as I say, you can use either the width of A4 or US letter, and you need to cut down the length to 10.5 inches. Along the shortest side, score at 1.5 inches, rotate 180 degrees. So this is our 1.5 inch side on the right, and score at 2 inches. Rotate to the long side, so this is going to be the top section of the box. This element here, this will be the base glue tabs. Along the 10.5 inch side, score at 1/2 inch and 5.5 inches. Rotate 180 degrees, so our 1/2 inch tab is now on the right, and score at 2.5 inches down to the first score line only, and 7.5 down to the first score line only. Take the piece from the scoreboard, take your stylus and ruler. I've got my base glue tabs at the top. We're going to score from this middle score line here, the end of this score line, diagonally down to the outside edge, and then diagonally down to the center score line, and then do the same in this panel. So we're going to create a triangle within the two center sections, which is these score lines here. This is the front and back panel of the pouch. Fold and burnish along the horizontals and verticals, and at this stage I'm not going to burnish along the diagonals. Take your scissors, we've got what will be the base glue tabs in front of us. Cut up the first score line on the left up to the horizontal. Rotate and remove that small thin section. Move along to the left hand score line, cut up to the horizontal. Rotate and remove that thin section, and take a wedge from the ends, and this is creating our side glue tab. Rotate will now create the base glue tabs by cutting up each of the verticals to the horizontal. I'm going to start by cutting away the score line, but I'm possibly going to need to trim these a little bit more later. Rotate 180 degrees, and we're going to cut up the center score line to the horizontal. So this is creating the top sections of the pouch. Now you might want to, whilst your piece is flat, shape the top flap here. I've just used a corner rounder. You might want to cut a heart shape. The choice is entirely yours. So now is your opportunity to do that. You may also at this stage want to add any DSP mats and layers onto the sections whilst it's flat, and you can glue them down easily and calculate the measurements easily rather than once the pouch is put together. So that's your choice. And at this point, you might also want to consider adding the holes into the top flaps so you can get the holes lined up. So at this stage, you may have added your DSP, shaped your top, and added your holes. I'm now going to go in and burnish along the diagonals, and these are going to be mounting folds. The next thing I'm going to do is fold it over at the centre score line and fold around to the outside the glue tab. And you can see here that the score line for the diagonal is going to run through the glue tab. If I show you here, if we were to extend the diagonal, it's going to run like so, as indicated by the pencil. I'm going to cut along that pencil line, and that's just going to mean that the glue tab is not impeding with the score line at all. We can now add our glue to our glue tab, pull over the panel of the pouch and adhere that into place. Decide which side you want to be the front panel of your pouch, so that will be the last tab that you fold down. I'm going to start by just folding in the base tabs one at a time, just to see whether I need to cut a slice off of the edges of those just so they fit in nicely. So I'm going to just take a slight wedge off of the sides of those, just so I won't have any edges sticking out at the end. I'm going to check what will be the last two that I fold down as well. And the cutting away of the score lines has made a difference, but I do need to just straighten that one up slightly. So this will be my last tab. I'm going to fold those ones in and add glue. I'll use construction glue because that will add some strength. And then add in the final two flaps. So this will be the last one that I fold down, and then stand the pouch up, open up the pouch and go in with your score tool or with a ruler and just burnish down the tabs and spread the glue around at the bottom. Just take care to make sure as you start your burnishing you're not shifting the bottom tabs at all. So the pouch stands up nicely and you can now finish your decoration. So it opens very easily like so. Push the front and back together and there we have the treat pouch. And if you were to make this in a 250 or even the 230 as I have DSP, you wouldn't necessarily need to add any mats and layers on, so they do come together really easily. All you'd need to then consider or not is whether you're going to have any ribbon closure or something like that. So if you had a lot of these to make, you could get a production line going and get these put together quickly. So here's the two pouches. This one, which I showed at the beginning, made out of the vellum, which I'm really pleased with. And then the new one, which we've just put together. So there's our project for today. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. And until next time, thanks for watching.